We are at a moment in history in which technology is increasingly integrated in our lives. And this is no longer part of the future, but it is the reality that we are living. It is a reality that the Industry 4.0 is changing the way of approaching the productive processes of companies, and it must be understood as a great opportunity to achieve significant improvements, both in productivity and customer loyalty. However, the leap towards digitalization of an industry is not an easy process and requires a high level of management to lead the change. We are not only talking about a technology-intensive revolution, but about a culture change in the company that affects all workers. Linking with the previous question, the success of the digital transformation is above all to ensure a cultural transformation, where the main factor of success is to promote the human side. Thus, to face the acceleration that the digital agenda imposes on business models, new organizational and cultural models are required. A new type of organization that is efficient in the continuous change management that digitalization imposes on us. And it is here where social dialogue is imposed as a necessary tool between the employer and the workers. That allows overcoming the initial resistance to change and any unexpected situations that may occur during this change in organizations. Always, it is difficult to make decisions when they mean redefining the organization we all know. Furthermore, it will be necessary to modify or adapt the functions of the workers through social dialogue. But the legal representatives should defend the rights achieved to date, and that this change process must maintain or improve the labor condition of the different groups of workers. The reality is that there is a gap between current capabilities and those demanded by the digital economy. We are not only talking about hard skills, but also others such as innovation, critical thinking, network collaboration, or emotional intelligence. The post-COVID economy will be characterized by the transition to digital worker that will make it urgent to reduce this talent gap, and it will become a social emergency. First, organizations should be committed to use social learning as a process that basically occurs in the workflow and is part of their activity every day, such as e-learning, online training, augmented reality, micro-learning, communities for practicing or learning. In addition, open and flexible working relationships are needed. Now, jobs require professionals and processes that facilitate high mobility. And when new skills are required that are not within the companies, freelancers will be treated as strategic partners for this objective. Here, there is also an opportunity for the trade unionists who should have a broader vision of all the processes and groups that work with the same objective. Second, on the other hand, continuous job training on new technologies is going too slow, and hiring based on skills regardless of what has been learned in the regulated education system. Finally, labor regulations are necessary to introduce the concept of digital disconnection and work-life reconciliation measures to companies. As already said, in this new digital era, we must put the human side at the center, and not so much individual talent as the collective talent intelligence, forces to manage innovation and network talent. We must turn our bureaucratic functional organization into a new dual-level redacted organization prepared to take on a totally uncertain agenda. We can say that the new organizational unit of the organization is the community, Knowledge, organizational learning, and innovation are managed in a network through conversations. The companies that manage this change by rethinking their cultural model and their organizational model to face the new competitive environment are the ones that are most likely to face the challenge that digitalization will bring them. The great goal of the new organization is to accelerate the innovative process of digital transformation. The indicators, the communities, and the new roles should focus on objectives related to digital innovation, such as creativity, new ideas, new processes, and improvements implemented. We can reach it through, first, agile, self-managed, and multidisciplinary teams with short-term improvement and innovation objectives. This agile philosophy is the most suitable for moments of current uncertainty. Virtual teams require leadership based on trust, autonomy, and empowerment. Distributed leadership. And third, we must focus on objectives and project management. Replace the value of presentism as a measure of commitment for the quality of what is delivered, balancing demand and reconciliation. Companies are facing this challenge through virtual workplaces, where we work does not seem relevant. Physical office is reduced and is conceived as a space for socialization, with no fixed positions assigned to employees. Also, companies enhance virtual employee experience. The challenge is productivity in the virtual workplace with a special design and standards to avoid chaos, redundancy, losses of information. And also, trade unionists must reinvent themselves using the technology through virtual boards, networking, and to carry out the daily activity without face-to-face contact.